You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
The Herons are champs. Yeah. Roll south to Freedom Park, rocking pink and black. Official tissue in the 305, bounty full of grapes. The Battered Fan with Chris and Dan dropping hot takes. Messi and the Herons start the season with a star on the crest. So 29 fan bases can cry, cause we the best. Sign homegrowns like Noah, Frey and Ruiz, replacing goats with greats. Yeah, Miles got the cheese and he called it. Freedom to dream was the backbone. From Lockhart to Miami, it feels good to be at home. Multiple times a week on YouTube and audio. Take the time to subscribe, like and share the show. So check and chat, grab your MLS cup and coming. No question about it, I'm ready to get a star again.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
Danny, the Herons are back. Welcome to another episode of the Battered Herons podcast, everybody. I am your host, Chris Duran, and alongside me is to be determined. I'm waiting on a special guest. You've probably heard him in different languages here and there and everywhere within the Battered Network. So we'll have somebody on in just a short bit, guys. But guys, thank you for joining me on this cold Monday. Abrigate, because it is freezing out here. And sorry for those of you that live in other places that are not Miami, but I know that you guys are dealing with different weather than us. And it's still cold here, by the way. I saw a fantastic video of somebody saying, I'm sorry for all the weather that everybody's dealing with, but it's still cold here in Miami. So let us complain about it a little bit. And yeah, Mr. Krabs, Chris, the Herons are on time. Yes. And Soccer Daddy, I am ready to get hurt again. Yes. I mean, guys, and we're just in the preseason. So, prepárense. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I do have someone that is going to join me just to make sure I can see you backstage. Are you good to go? I'll go ahead and I'll bring him on. Let's just see how this goes. Let's move over to Gina is asking, where's Danny? Danny's taking the night off. And Sean, thank you for being a supporter with us, a member here. 31 in Anchorage, Alaska. Wow. That's no fun. Let's bring on the guest that's going to join me for tonight. It's none other than Xavier Guerrero, XG La Voz. What's going on, Xavier?
What's up, guys? What's going on? No Danny Granada, no Daniel Solano. It's just Chris and X tonight.
Yes, we replaced one Colombian with another Colombian, which, by the way, one thing that you guys talked about in the Spanish show, which we never did here on the English show, was the fact that Higuita was there for the match against Atletico, and I thought that was fantastic.
Well, I'm laughing at this guy. Oh, Xavier's here to sell us chicken. Why? Am I missing something? Is it the shirt?
Well, you've never watched Breaking Bad?
No.
Okay, well then there's a problem there.
Oh, he's the one that he mentioned that I look like some actor. What's his name? Is that it?
Yes, it's probably the guy from Breaking Bad.
What's the guy's name again?
Shoot, I don't know what the guy's name is.
I think I'm much better looking. I saw that guy recently saying some crazy stuff on TV. I forgot his name, nah.
Well, his name is his name in the show. His name in the show is Gus Fring.
His real name. No, I saw him recently.
His real name is Giancarlo Esposito.
Yes. Yeah, no, está viejo.
Yes.
Come on. I'm a younger, better version of Esposito. So what's the deal, man? What's going on?
Well, what did you think of the whole Higuita thing, trying the scorpion kick? Like, I was explaining to my son, we were watching it. He's like, who's this guy with the long hair? I'm like, this guy's a legendary goalkeeper. And
go ahead. You know what's funny? I went to the Star Show. I went to the show when they had the game here. Ronaldinho brought the Stars, and Higuita was the goalie. And from where I was sitting, I looked and I was like, who the hell is that fat fat guy. He looks a little thinner there, and I was like, who is that fat guy?
I did
dude?
see he gained weight a couple months back.
And then when I see him turn around, I'm like, oh no, that's Higuita. He could barely like maneuver and walk and stuff. I was like, man, the years haven't been good to him. But they don't local. They don't call him local for nothing. But that one of the legends, one of the players that I admire the most and love, because he was all that crazy stuff that the goalkeepers are doing now. And coming out and playing with their feet, and like he was ahead of his time, and the Scorpion was like basically showing that he doesn't care. That's why he said local, like in Wembley Stadium, just doing that, and all the guys on the English bench were cracking up and laughing, like, what the hell is this guy doing? I think it's awesome. He's a showman, and that I'm actually writing an article now saying that this tour is more about show than anything else, and they had him there. The showman was there. He had to be there. Well,
and I just want to mention, because like I said, my son didn't know who he was, and I told him about, the scorpion kick. Rico de la Vega is here saying that scorpion kick was totally unnecessary.
The one in Wembley Stadium?
Yeah,
the one
here at Medellin. No, the one in probably the one in Wembley Stadium, but no, that was super necessary.
It was super necessary. Yes. It's historic, man. They needed to show how we play over here in South America. We don't give a, and I don't sell chicken.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about that, because we didn't get a chance to talk about it in the English show, and I thought it was really cool. I think it's really nice, the touch that not so much MLS, but the touch that outsiders are having when they bring on a legend to meet up with Messi. I think it's really nice, and I got to give him credit for that.
And the original was a scorpion, and this one was what, like the baby iguana, the baby lizard or something?
Yes. He couldn't kick. He couldn't go airborne. But whatever.
I'm telling you, when I saw him in that game, I was like, damn. But it was he's crazy till the end. You're crazy in the beginning, you're crazy till the end. But it's all show and it's all love.
Bueno, let's start the episode talking a little bit about some free agency rumors, or I guess new player rumors. Right? It's something that Danny and I talked about very, very. I guess we didn't bring it up too much. We spoke about it very little. We got this kid, right? Tobias Ramirez, right? Mm-hmm. When we looked at him and the needs of this team, I guess the team feels like we still need to stack up at on our defensive line. When I first heard about this kid, I thought that he was like going to be an option for a left back or right back, but he's a center back naturally. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say that it's a random center back. I think it's kind of like an unnecessary center back. I mean, I'll just go over what I've ran into with his information. I mean, he got picked up by Argentinos Juniors, right? He was playing with the U17s from 2023 to 2023. And then in 2024, he got picked up from Argentinos Juniors, and he's played 33 games. And over the course, I mean, I looked at the standings of Argentinos Juniors right now. They played 16 matches, and they've allowed 13 goals, which is pretty average. They're in 5th place in their league. So it doesn't seem like it's too bad. I mean, obviously, it's very different when you watch these games, right? We don't know exactly what we're getting into with this kind of player. Like, what is your perspective on not just him, but the idea of needing like a center back? Is it really necessary?
Well, Inter Miami, I think, does need a center back, and somebody put there a cam also. I think they need a center back, but a center back kind of like in the Michael mold that they got, a guy that's already experienced to put in place and ready to go. Ramirez will be a project. Probably, remember, this is a business, so they think they can bring a kid in. He's got good height, he's got good potential. Bring him in relatively cheap, not overpay like they did with and hopefully they don't overpay like they did with Aviles, and they can get make good business when they sell him off in the future, because he's rated. He's young. He just turned 18. Got some experience under him and getting experience. But yes, I think they would need a center back, but not him. If he's coming, it's a project. Do they need another midfielder? Yes, I think they do. And let me tell you, I don't know if anybody watching the game, the one that caught my eye and he caught Mascherano's eye too, is the kid that scored, Rengifo. He is a cam. He was playing as a six. He caught my eye. And after the match, Mascherano talked highly of him. And when Mascherano puts his eye on these young guys, he likes to call them up. So if not him, somebody's going to be calling that kid soon because he opened a lot of eyes. I'm writing the article now, and I put, the star of the show is always Messi, but a star was born that night, and to the rest of us, because they know him in Colombia and they've known of him, but to the rest of us that actually saw him, do his thing, I was like, oh man, this kid's got something. He's got something special. Just 20 years old.
I'm going to mention something because Soccer Daddy's saying he's not coming. He's already rejected the offer. 89 J Stubbs saying he would.
Who's that? We're talking about Ramirez?
We're talking about Tobias Ramirez. 89 J Stubbs is saying he rejected it. And he also mentioned here Danny has explosive diarrhea. And just for you guys, just so you guys know, this morning we talked a little bit about the Tobias situation in the La Ventanita. For those of you that are member only, that you guys are able to watch that video. And for those of you that aren't, if you guys want, go ahead and get started as a member to join us on that. We talked about it a couple times already in a couple episodes. And by the way, this morning, the episode was a complete disaster. The connection was god-awful.
You have to see it.
We're
that's
working,
normal, no?
Yeah, I mean, we're working through the kinks because we're doing it driving. So we're trying to figure out what we can be able to do. So that way we can make it a decent connection. But shout out to you, 89J Stubbs, for sticking around for that. It is something we talked about in the morning. I was just kind of concerned because I think the big need that this team has is at the winger position. And instead of looking at the center backs, where we kind of can be able to kind of work with what we have and be more than decent, we're kind of lacking.
To win international. Is it good enough to win international? That's what they're looking at. But this kid wouldn't be the one helping them to do that anyway.
But if you tell me that we bring back Regilon, then maybe it's a possibility. We can be able to win. But only time will tell when he gets back. But the issue is, like I said, we're missing pieces at the wing position because aside from Silvetti and Allende, there's really no other player on this team that you can consider like a true strong winger. Everybody else sort of plays. Yeah, everybody else sort of plays like a center midfielder role where you kind of can throw them in there like a Segovia, but it's like it's very clunky. So, like, do you think we're kind of looking in the wrong place here?
Man, we got to see what Mascherano's mindset is. His mindset is getting the ball, touching around. I enjoyed when they had Silvetti and Allende blasting by and just Messi putting it up for them.
Yeah,
I definitely think we do need some speed. We need some speed, whether we have it in the second team. But I understand and I agree with what you're saying. Can they go out and get? They were looking at and they tried. They went out and looked for a couple of players and didn't work out. Just like they're saying that this guy rejected the offer, or Ramirez. That doesn't mean that the offer is dead. Doesn't mean that because it can get solved. But yes, I do believe they need a little bit more of the natural winger. Remember, Allende is not a natural winger either. Silvetti is not a natural winger. These are more of strike roles. Allende a little more can play, but to me, Silvetti is more of the striker. Allende has morphed and developed nicely because he can kick both legs and with both accurate into the goal. And he's got the speed and he's got the up and down and his touch improved for those final games. So hopefully he comes back like that.
Well, and I want to talk a little bit about preseason, but before I do, I want to bring this comment up here by Mark. He said, try to get tickets for April 4th, and all they had was resale tickets. By the way, I went on Ticketmaster like a week ago to look up to see if there were tickets for April 4th, and it's nothing. It's completely blank. No other games as well. You can't get tickets for any game. Now, I don't know if they're going to get closer to April and then they'll put tickets up. But at this very moment, if you're looking for tickets, like on Ticketmaster, you're not going to find them. Maybe on like third parties, but even myself as a season ticket member, I don't have my tickets, so I can't necessarily resell them. I mean, I can, I guess, if I go on one of these websites and I, put down that I want to sell them. But just so you know, I can't be able to do that. Oh, Mark, all right, saying they went on sale today. All right, I'm gonna have to check because I haven't checked in about a week, so maybe they did go ahead and do that. As far as preseason goes, because we're not there at the first game in Miami Freedom Park just yet, but as far as the preseason goes, I spazzed out first game, said we're done. Second game,
normal.
Was super
That's
happy.
you. That's you.
Yes.
You go to extremes. You go to extremes. Yeah.
Well, and now I feel better because we played better than we did the first game, which is good. It's progress.
We did.
Right? So I guess the bigger question is, does preseason matter? Or better said, does it matter from a different perspective where it's just more analytical to the players and how they're going to be playing?
Do the results in the preseason, do the results, wins and losses, does that matter? Is that the question? Not really.
Yeah.
What matters to Inter Miami right now is they're getting, a lot. Their brand is getting bigger every day is getting bigger. You see all these stadiums, whatever stadium they go into, you have a lot of fans with the Messi jersey. You have a lot of pink. In Medellin, you had a lot of kids, a lot of fans with the Inter Miami jersey. You had a lot of the Messi jersey. Obviously, that's the number one thing that matters. That's the purpose of these tours. To get preseason games, but to get the brand out there, to grow the game, and all this. Also, they're all scouting too. But no, the wins and losses don't matter. What matters is that the players, one, stay healthy. They don't got hurt. Got whacked the first game. That no good. They're good for the second game. They improve to get their chemistry going. These new guys, there's a lot of new guys playing on the team. So we just need to see them start getting the chemistry among each other. And we saw that to a certain degree with against Nacional. They got the win. Yeah, great. Well, okay, you won the game because an own goal, some freak goal, and Suarez, what's good? Suarez was able, even if it was a tap in, he was able to get on board. Maybe that'll clear him up a little bit and get going.
Yeah.
Because Messi whacked it, bounced perfectly, and it went right to him.
Well, and I wanted to go ahead and just also mention, because Jesse Smith has a comment here, being fast is the worst possible thing. First touch, IQ, vision, passing, dribbling is much more important. If running and physicality would be most important, then the USA would have 5 World Cups. And I don't disagree with this point by Jesse.
I don't know about the worst possible thing either. There's some
it's
truth
not
to
the
what
worst,
saying, but it's a combination of things. It's important to be an athlete, but obviously the technical ability. So what do the top teams in the world have? They have a combination of all these things, right? Plus they're fast. You do want to have, obviously first touch in soccer is everything. You want to improve the technical ability, but there are some players, some top players that are not the most technical. Haaland scores a goal every day. Haaland's not the most technical player. He's got some technique, but he's very fast. And Keenan Hart, he's getting from Mars.
Keenan Hart is. For those of you that are watching these games after the 85th minute, by the way, you guys need to watch out for Keenan Hart because
he's been showing something, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's been showing something, and that's amazing. That's awesome to get these type of players like that, develop them, and that's the idea, right? Get these players and these games to start. Like I was saying, the point with Haaland is not the most technical. Who was the person? I lost the track there. He's not the most technical player. He is fast, he is strong, but he's technical enough. Now, someone mentioned Silvetti. Silvetti is just fine. He's 19. He's still growing. All these guys, you should never continue to improve on something as a professional player. So they're not a finished product. But you need a combination. The perfect player is a combination of things, right?
Well, and I think, and this is just sports wide, and it probably plays well with soccer. The ball always moves faster than the man. So 100%. I do agree in that sense that IQ and vision and knowing the game is better than just having pace. But you can't say that the pace is the worst thing. It is something that definitely helps in the right hands, or in this case, in the right
These
feet.
guys that have the pace that they develop the touch. Then I mean, look, you said the ball moves quicker, right? Boom, I kick it into space. You're very technical. You're great. I got pace. I'm going to run you down. I'm going to outrun you and score. Might not be pretty, but it counts. Now we're talking aesthetically pleasing and all around. Yeah, you want a player all around talented. You do want that, but each one has to play to their strengths.
And I'm going to mention something here because I'm not 100% on this, Mark. You're asking what side is La Familia sitting on? I believe it's on where the 130s and the 230s are. So if you look towards that way, I believe that's where La Familia is going to be sitting when you're talking about the supporter groups. So there's that. As far as like preseason is concerned, look, I mean, when I say we're cooked, right, I might be sort of knee-jerk reacting, but at the same time, like, but you know, I do feel like a fan, and I am a fan of this team. So like, I kind of instantly react and say, "Well, man, we're cooked." But at the same time, it is preseason. We're kind of learning things amongst each other as far as like players are concerned, and seeing how people are gelling. What positions do they play best in? So I think that that's the key in the preseason. So much for sure, I think that's one of the things. And somebody mentioned Mike V, shout out to you, says Suarez's peak fitness empanada and pizza and asado in his mouth. I wanted to wait. Hold on, Xavier. I wanted to talk about Luis Suarez because lately in our last video that we did, there was just a ton of people giving him a ton of support in the chat.
Support? No. Wow.
Yes. And in the comment section, tons of people giving him support. Now, we mentioned this morning on the La Ventanita that Danny and I have always been supporters of Luis Suarez, or as best as we can. I've always said good things about him. I think that his game is good, and it doesn't have necessarily to do with his pace. And Danny has always said good things about him. But all of a sudden, like, because Beterama is in the house, everybody is kind of like up in arms, like, hey, we can't forget about this guy, Luis Suarez. I mean, look at what is happening. We have Josh saying no, Suarez is finished. Sliced bread saying Luis Suarez back to his prime.
The resurrection of Suarez, El Pistolero. He got new bullets in his gun. He's got the silver bullets or something. He's gonna be like he was last year towards the end, I believe.
15 goals off the bench.
Oh man, if sliced bread, that's the best thing since sliced bread. Sliced bread. If he were to do that, play that in Vegas. If he were to do that, I'd learn how to flip, because I don't see that happening. 15 off the bench, that would be like him, walking off, telling everybody, "See, I told you, MFers, I still got
that
it."
guy.
And then just walk off like that, like walking off, because he is that guy. But he's old, he's hurt. He's always hurt. He's got no knees, but he's got heart. He's got this here, and his technical ability in space in the game. That's what the other, I think, was it Joshua? The other guy was talking about pace, being terrible. Well, he's one of those guys that used to have pace and had all the other stuff too. That's why he's a legend. And that's why those type of players are legends. It's hard to find a player with a complete package, right? And he was one of those guys in his position that had it. Now he's lost the Jets. Right now we have both sides. All skill, no speed. Sabetti has some skill. It takes skill to score, man. The kid scores. It takes some skill to score.
Well, I'm going to go over some comments. Jesse Smith is saying strikers need chances, 2 to 3 matches.
Of course. If they don't give you the ball, they don't feed you. Like, feed me, Seymour. If you're not fed, you can't score, man.
Yeah, but Xavier, Messi has given Suarez chances.
Of course. No, I know.
He just hasn't put him away.
Yeah, he's not the same guy, man. He's not the same guy.
Now
he's gonna come through when it matters.
Mr. Krabs is saying Suarez needs to get back on track. Miami King is saying something that's very interesting, and I think it's something that a lot of people have been asking for. Suarez is a rotation piece only. Now,
I would like that.
In this moment, though, Xavier, is when we can finally comfortably say that we have this guy Beterame, who is going to be a DP with the team. Now we can be able to say Suarez is a good rotation piece. Now, the idea is he comes off the bench.
But he was towards the end of the season. Right?
Towards the end, yes.
right? When they made the run, when the team stepped up, when they changed, when they clicked to step up to become champions. So I think Mascherano has that clear, and I think he's getting playing time because it's preseason, and he is a legend. He wants him to play. But once the season starts, he's gonna go back, sit right here next to me, talk to the boys, give them some, try to pass on some of that knowledge, all that stuff that get my guys right. And then when I need you 15, 20 minutes, 25, 30, whatever I give you, give it to me. And he's going to do it. He's going to go in, even if he's pissed, he's going to go in and give it all.
But then the thing is, you bring him on 20, 25 minutes left in the game. You're hoping that because other people are tired, that Luis Suarez can be able to shine a little bit more. But, I mean, it's just crazy to think that we're going to get to a point where El Pistolero, like a legend like him, is going to have to settle with 20, 25 minutes a game. And just to put, and just to put on top of that, and just to kind of, put on top of that itself, you have Soccer Daddy claiming Silvetti ain't starting.
Who's Silvetti? Well, who is that guy?
No, I don't know who Silvetti is, but I think that's a good point, though, because so then what does that mean? Are we going to be looking at a top two strikers? Are we going to be looking at sort of a Luis Suarez? And
I think Mascherano's gonna move the pieces like he did at the beginning of the season, feel his way around, and get the understanding of how he wants to play him. Look, Macho. Remember, I called him Macho Mascherano towards the end of the season because he made the decision, and he put it. He said, "This is what we're doing. We're doing it this way." He might not play him for a bunch of games. He might not play him. Maybe we get Suarez to retire in the middle of the season. Says, you know what? I'm out. Peace. I'm gonna go back to Uruguay and eat asado. We don't know. But that I don't think he's gonna be every game 30 minutes. I don't think so. I think that he's gonna play as need, as a needed basis, and we'll see because we have some new faces, and they can do a very interesting rotation with Inter Miami up top.
Well, and look, Miami Muma is saying nobody says Suarez has to start. Nobody said we're not thrilled Berterame is here. What was said is the Suarez disrespect has gone way too far.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
I totally agree with it.
Too far, too far. You got to respect the legend. You have to respect the man that who's done so much for the game and so much for the South American soccer. He's done a lot of shit too. We got to be honest, a lot of crazy stuff. But he's ours, South America, and ours. I mean South America. I'm from Colombia, but any South American player that shines in the world, shines in Europe, I appreciate them. I appreciate them, and they're putting our football up high.
Now I want to just make this very clear because I knew this was coming. Joshua says, yes, respect the guy who bites and spits on people. Now I want to make something abundantly clear. We're not supporting this kind
apples
of
to apples, man. You're comparing two different things.
The moment you start talking about this garbage, you're not even talking about his play on the field in terms of like his skill to the game. You're talking about like
nobody likes that. Nobody likes him biting. Nobody condones it. No one here condones it or says that. Let him. No. He got sanctioned. He got reprimanded. Whatever happens when you act like an idiot like that, you deserve. Nobody's saying that he's a perfect guy either, but we're talking about his skill, his ability, his years that he's given. I think there's more positives than negatives. He's had a lot of negatives too, but we're just talking about his skill set and his ability on the pitch, away from that silly conduct. Nobody condones that, man.
Reaper is saying, talk about the football, Joshua. Perfect. And I think, like I said, Danny and I have always been. We've always spoke pretty highly in terms of Luis Suarez's skill set, and we've always said that the kind of stuff that he does off the ball, where his pace or his scoring ability isn't all that's his game. And guys, I mean, it is something that you guys have to respect, whether you like it or not, whether you like him as a human being or not. His ability off the ball or being able to see things and make plays happen. I mean, guys, you can't take that away. I mean, it's wrong to do that, right, Xavier?
As a forward, no, 100%. As a forward, I mean, how many times did we say last season? You see where he gets the ball. What is it? What about creativity in the midfield?
Chris
besides
and
Messi,
Xavier, what about creativity in the midfield? Besides
we'll
Messi,
get
we
to
haven't
that.
created any decent chances.
We'll get to that in a second. But what we were saying is, like, you would see his play, with the back to the goal, how he can stand up the guy, how he stops it, how he's able to put balls through, how he reads the play, where he knows where to be. And he's his IQ is at a different level. Soccer IQ. Now his IQ as far as biting and that's completely different. That's not great.
Otra cosa.
But we definitely do need creative. We need cams. But I don't know if you guys thought Segovia. I thought Segovia, when Messi came out, started taking a little bit more charge in the midfield, started getting the ball a little bit more and moving around. But that's where that Rengifo kid really impressed me. A young kid like that who has the skill set to be the cam, but also has what I've always asked of Colombian number 10, the work rate, able to go fight for balls, move around, don't just stand and get the ball. And I think this bum Chris has blocked me again. Who's that?
I have not, Pedro. You can.
It's some other Chris,
be
because
able
Chris
to,
is with a K. This Chris is with a K. And if you don't know that by now, then I don't know what show you're watching. This is Chris with a K, man. And nobody's blocking you. You block yourself. But do we need a special player there? We do, because if Messi's not there, who's the guy? Dangerous, right?
A shame. It sucks because you hope to have somebody that can be able to create for us when Messi isn't there, because you don't want to fall into the being dependent on Messi. And look, Messi is the greatest player of all time. So for you to say something like that, it's really not far-fetched to work through the greatest player of all time. But there has to be some development from some other fashion or form.
I'm messing with you too, Pedri. Who needs the chill pill? We don't care. We don't care what you guys write, man. I'm just messing with you guys. We love you guys interacting. Oh, I see Tommy 2-time in there.
Yes, Tommy 2-time here. There's my favorite co-host. Xavier. Shout out.
They think I look like Phil Esposito, dude. God, man, you guys are killing me with that chicken stuff.
Now, one other topic I wanted to go over. I wanted to talk about basically the signing off into the sunset. So Inter Miami has officially agreed mutually with Oscar Ustari to part ways. People were asking about who we were going to get rid of, whether it was Ustari, whether it was Lujan, all these big contracts that were just eating up. And of course, when you have St. Clair coming in and you keep Rocco Blocco, the chips have to fall. And it just so happened to be the veteran Oscar Ustari who agrees mutually to split with the team. What do you think about that? I mean, they did yeah.
100% the right thing to do on both parts. Remember, they brought him out of basic retirement last year, and the guy came in and stepped up big. He had a great season, and then he dropped. Then he reverted back to I'm my body's retired. I'm hurting. I'm hurt. He played basically the whole season with a shoulder injury. It wasn't public. It wasn't, and he didn't bitch. He didn't complain. He helped the other goalies. He gave them knowledge. He did his thing. He came in. He fit in. He did what he needed to do. And now he said, you know what? My time here is done. My place is not here. I'm out. Let's agree. And I'll help the club. And see ya. Great gentlemen from the beginning to end. That's the right thing to do. The goalie room is strong. We're set at goalie.
And Joshua is saying respect to Ustari. We don't win MLS Cup if he starts. I want to make a point with this because this is sort of knee-jerk reaction too. Now I get what he's saying. No, I get what he's saying because if you start Ustari, you're not winning the MLS Cup with that.
Ustari at the end, old man Ustari. I'm breaking down Ustari in Champions Club World Cup and Club. He was one of the best in that tournament with the best goalies in the world. He was one of the best in that tournament. If you want to go back, watch the games and see he was one of the best in that tournament. That was when he was peaking, and then he dropped, and he's old and he has to go. To respect, what I respect is the fact that he came in. There was a need. He did what he needed to do. He did his job. when he had to step down, Rocco Blanco stepped up. He wasn't a jerk. He guided him. He talked to him. He led him. He gave him an experience, and it helped Rocco Blanco. It helped Rocco Blanco.
Well,
so cool. He's a good Ustari to me. Hey, thank you, Capitan. He's a good guy.
Well, and I want to mention something about Ustari because aside from that comment, right? I don't think we win the MLS Cup if he starts, and I do think that Rocco I do think that Rocco was a difference maker as a goalkeeper. I'm not saying he was the best goalkeeper of all time.
No,
but I do want to mention something with Oscar Ustari. Ustari came in, he was going to be the backup for Drake Callender. He got the start because of the injury for Drake Callender, his fall off as well. And Ustari filled in basically like, okay, I'm here. I'll help out in any way I can.
Off the street.
Rocco,
off the street.
Yes.
You get a quarterback off the street. Your star quarterback goes down, get some guy off the street, and the guy is pretty good. And we're like, oh shit, what happened?
Now that's the thing. He came in as this veteran goalkeeper who's poised and just played whenever they needed him. And he was from what you could see from afar, that he was a good mentor for Rocco. He was a good mentor for the goalkeeper unit. So for me, as far as that purpose is concerned, was great. Statistically, and you guys have seen the stats. You guys have seen the numbers. He was horrible during the MLS Cup. During Club World Cup, he was a giant. But other than that, in MLS play, he was god-awful. Now, serving his purpose, he did well. Veteran goalkeeper, poised, taught the young people, and then now he's out. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. We need to clear up that cap space, and now we don't have to worry about that for the rest of the years to come.
Right, Joshua's on fire today.
Listen, I mean, he's making some good signings, right? But you do have to understand, Joshua, there are veterans that not just serve a purpose in terms of playing fantastically, but actually serve like a locker room purpose. Like, we're not signing people just for locker room presence. He just happened to get a big fat contract because Calendar went down. We needed a goalkeeper.
He checked off the boxes. Friend of Messi, great experience. Argentine.
And we needed a goalkeeper.
Great need for a goalkeeper. He checked the boxes, and now he doesn't check the boxes. He's gone, and we can move on. Let's move on. Oscar, thank you. Oscar Myers, thank you. You out.
Yeah. Now, I mean, but again, Oscar, gracias, pero hasta luego. We don't need you anymore.
Look at what happened to Joshua. He said slandering Ustari. Nobody's slandering the man. Joshua's like you, dude. He's like high and low. Like, you guys go to the same place?
We do. We go to the same places. I just met him a couple weeks ago. So shout out to you, Joshua. Now, Lewis is coming in with a crazy slam, saying the short MLS season is the only gap he will have to have one more dance with his old team. He's saying that Messi's going to play with Newell's old boys. I mean, I doubt that that's going to happen. He's not going to play the short season with Newell's old boys. I mean, look, Luis Barrios, reporter guy. He's been reporting stuff here, and he's been pretty accurate. So we'll have to see because we got some time still.
One last chance. Once he leaves here at 40, even 41, they'll take his ass and sign him and fill up the stadium. People are going to go enjoy it. Whenever he wants to go, he can go.
Mr. Krabs, he's saying that he got it on Sports Illustrated. Mike V, welcome to the party. What happened with Oscar? Oscar is out. He officially mutually agreed to part ways with Inter Miami. Both parties parted ways, and there is no more Ustari. Is there anything else that I left out in recent time that's happened?
Ustari.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had a good game against Atletico Madrid, and now we are off to play against Barcelona de Ecuador, right? I believe, let me see, Barcelona.
And now Barcelona from Ecuador.
That is going to, I'm gonna see when that game is gonna be played. I believe it's going to be played Saturday, and it says at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be in Estadio Monumental Banco Pichincha.
Yes,
That
sir.
is going to be in Guayaquil, Ecuador. So for those of you that are Ecuadorian, if you guys are out there, you guys should go and check
There's
it
a
out.
large colony.
Even though
There's
it's-
a big colony, and that's the popular, the
Yes.
most popular, right, guys? That's the most popular team in Ecuador. That's the one that I hear the most of, and a couple of the other ones.
Yeah.
What's the rival? I forgot the direct rival with them. What is it? Starts with an E. Emelec. Is it Emelec or something like that?
Well, and Soccer Daddy's saying FC Barcelona 10-1 Inter Miami. But
Damn.
Barcelona actually
Soccer Daddy,
played
you from
Inter
Ecuador?
Miami and
Is he from
destroyed
Ecuador?
us. Like actual Barcelona.
Yeah, this is what those. This is not Timu Barcelona. These guys are pretty good too. They always get the top players. in
Yes, they
Ecuador.
are. Well, I'm looking forward to the game. It's an actual later start, so like I'm happy about that. It's not 5:00, smack
Yeah.
dab in the middle of the day. So that's gonna be fun. So I'm looking
Indeed.
forward to it. Are you planning on watching it, Xavier?
Absolutely. I want to watch these games because just like we saw Keenan Hot, right? And remember
Yes.
a couple years back when we saw Bright, and so I want to see what's going on. Morales got a few more minutes, a couple guys, coming in playing. I want to see
Yeah.
what we have. Will Obando play? Obando's gone. I like to watch these games and see what's going on, and it just and have something to write about.
Well, it's going to be fun. The game is going to be fun, guys, and I can't wait to watch it. Any last words, Xavier, before we head out?
Major branding by Inter Miami. This has been a pretty good tour so far. They got top teams, and I hope they always continue to do that. Playing with top teams wherever region they're going to visit. It's fun for the fans, and we're having a great time. We got to enjoy it because Messi's not going to be here forever. We're talking about Suarez. We're talking about Ustari. We're talking about all this junk. But once the goal is gone, which could be in the next 2 years. So I'm just enjoying this time, just like those fans in the stadium, like applauding and saying, oh, they got to see him. I'm enjoying that, and I'm going to enjoy him once we go to the new stadium, watching that. So just enjoy this moment, historical, having the greatest perhaps of all times on your team. I'm cherishing every moment, even if it's preseason. That's what I'm doing.
And let everybody know you mentioned you were working on an article. Let everybody know where they can be able to catch that.
Oh, right there, you got it. Lemon City Live. I'm gonna drop it tonight. I usually do it. Follow me on Twitter at xg.twitter. I call it Twitter.
I still call it
XG La Voz. You can follow me there, and I always put it out there. And you can go to the website, Lemon City Live. And it's not just for Inter Miami. If you're a University of Miami fan, if you like the Panthers, the Dolphins, the Heat, all that stuff is there for you guys. So give us, check it out. And you can follow me at XG La Voz. Where's that like and subscribe? Yeah, there you go. That's you.
Yeah, I mean, first I want to say thank you for joining me on such last minute. I appreciate
anytime,
you.
man. I appreciate it. I love the show.
Well, and guys, this is what I wanted to end with. 100 people should equal 100 likes, Mark. Thank you very much for pointing out the obvious. Guys, follow Mark. And if there's 100 people that are watching this, over 100 people, guys, take the time. It's free 99. See this thumb? Just press the button and like it. And if you don't want to do that,
how can you not love Craze, man? You have to like it. You have to.
Come on, guys. And if you can't do that, copy and paste the show and send it to a friend so that way they can watch us and make fun of me. I mean, it is what it is. Mike V is saying Danny is scared of Chris's ball knowledge. Listen,
for sure,
it's football 101. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
guys,
you're the brains behind the operation. Honestly, you're the brains behind the operation. They just don't know
I appreciate the kind words, Xavier. And guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us live tonight on a Monday cold night. For those of you listening on audio, thank you guys so much for listening. 5 stars, and tell Danny he sucks. And for those of you listening on the chat and hanging out with us, thank you guys so much for being with us tonight. It was a awesome pleasure. You guys are fantastic. Even for those of you that are haters, we love everybody that loves and hates the show. You guys make this show so much fun. And like and sub, send it to your friends. And we're going to have another episode this week. So guys, Until the next one, mi gente.
I don't
Have a
sell
good one.
chicken. I don't sell chicken.